Hello, I'm Austin Jarrett from Allett Mowers. Today we're going to be talking about how to achieve the best striped lawns. It's quite a long video, so please take a look at the index by the side. You can jump to the sections that you want. And we'll also put that below as well. So each year Allett has a striped lawn creative competition, and you go to our Facebook page to see more details about the next competition. We get absolutely amazing entries of striped lawns from all around the world, and I really do encourage you, after you've learned how to get the best striped lawn today, I really encourage you to enter that competition. We at Allett think that lawn stripes are fantastic, and we're really good at them with our products. So let's look at why you would want stripes on your lawn. How about just bringing some element of order? The lawn is almost like the canvas of your garden, and by just bringing a bit of order to it, we think it makes it look great. You might want to put stripes in to actually highlight a feature of your lawn and draw your eye to that particular feature. One thing that you might see in this lawn is that the stripes actually help cover the imperfections, the sort of small groupings of the weeds, the bare patches, the urine patches, whatever on the lawn, and it does help just take the eye away from those. I mean, if you're going to be doing some mowing, you want to do it well. You want to do it the best you possibly can, and I think the lawn stripes are really part of that. And you know, let's face it, it's about a sense of pride in what it is that you do. If you enjoy mowing the lawn, then, you know, why not dominate the local neighbourhood anyway? It's about lawn domination, right? So how are lawn stripes actually achieved? You can see dark green stripe on this side, light green stripe on this side. And the way that these stripes are created is simply the lay of the grass. This grass, each plant is laying towards you. On this side, where it's looking light, the plant is laying towards me. So what happens is the light is reflecting off the back of the leaf to you, so it looks really light. And on this side, the stripe looks dark because you're looking into the ends of the plants and the light is not reflecting. You're looking into the shadow underneath the grass, and that's why it looks darker green. So how are these achieved? And it's really about rollers. Rollers are the way to achieve this. At Allett we have rollers on each of our cylinder mowers. In fact, even our rotary mowers have rear rollers because the stripe is so important. It's about the Allett stripe. But you can achieve this with rotary mowers, with rear rollers, with even flaps at the back of mowers, which just help lay the grass down. So let's look ever so briefly at what it is that affects how good the stripes are on a lawn. To start off with, we really need good healthy plants, and we need lots of them. So the darker green the grass is, the healthier the plant, the number of plants that we've got per square metre are all things that will add up to make a much stronger stripe. So you need to be looking up things about the right levels of fertiliser, the right amount of water, how deep are the roots going on the plant so they can go and get nutrients and water when they need it. And also, I have to say, low levels of thatch. You really need to keep on top of your thatch. If you've got springy grass, it's much more difficult to get a good folded leaf and therefore a really good strong stripe. At the end of the day, yellow patchy grass does not make really good stripes. So we need healthy plants to start with. The next thing is, you need to have a cylinder mower. It's about the lawn mower, and a cylinder mower creates the best stripes. I will completely accept that if you have a rotary mower with a rear roller on and you cut regularly enough and at the correct height, you can really achieve some great stripes too. And the longer the grass gets, then it's probably more appropriate that using a rotary mower with a rear roller. With a rotary mower, you do get slight variations in the colour of the stripe across its width, and that's because the blade is turning and on one side it's going forwards, one side it's going backwards, so you don't get the full full colour on the stripe and therefore the full contrast that you really deserve if you're going for great stripes. But please see our video that talks about cylinders versus rotary mowers, and what you'll do is you'll find quite a section in that video about that. Not only is it about the mower and the type of mower that you're using, we need the roller, but it's also about the weight. And if you look at these two products, both of them stripe really well, but this machine is just so much heavier, and what it does is lay down a stronger stripe. And it's not only that, it's about how long that stripe lasts. So a really good strong stripe just lasts longer. You will see it after 2 and 3 days, and the heavier mower is the reason why that will happen. The next thing that really affects the contrast of the stripes, how deep green, how light green you can get this, is actually not to do with the grass and the mowing, but to do with the position of you and your view of the grass relative to the sun. So I'm looking directly into the sun right now. Your back is to the sun, and that is the best position for you to see the contrast of the stripe. So I'm getting really nice dark green, really light green on this side. But see what happens when you take a journey around to the back of me and you're looking into the sun like I am right now. We'll change positions. So to me, the stripe is actually looking stronger than ever before because I have the sun behind me. You are now looking into the sun and you're not getting the reflection and the shadows to the same extent, so that now this isn't looking so dark and this isn't looking so light. The next thing that affects the contrast of the stripe is the length of the grass. If you go really, really short, drop these mowers down to their lowest height of cut, the grass plant not only doesn't lay over so much, but it also flips back upright again much more quickly. And by cutting the grass at a higher height of cut, the plant lies down more and it stays down for longer, so you end up with a longer lasting stripe. So keep your height of cut at a very reasonable height, lots of leaf still showing, and that way you'll get a more contrasting stripe. Height of cut does affect the contrast of the stripe. So just to demonstrate 3 different heights of cut and the striping that happens at the different heights and the effect on the leaf lying down. Not perfect experiment, but I think it helps us just to illustrate. So we took this Allett Liberty and we set this at height number 1, which is about 10-12 millimeters high. 10-12 millimeters high. This grass isn't normally kept at this sort of height, but you can see relatively little striping effect. When we then take it to about 22 millimeters, this is about 2.5 on this Liberty 43 setting, you can see now I'm starting to get a height of cut effect on my striping. But when we take it up to maximum height of cut at 32 millimeters, you'll see that there is actually more contrast in these stripes than certainly there are in either of those two. So I think that shows the point. The final thing I think that really has a major effect on the striping of the grass is to do with the actual grass plant itself, or the variety of grass. And I'm not sure that the seed breeders actually tell us which of the grasses stripe particularly well. But I think you've got to go a long way to beat ryegrass. I think the ryegrass does lay down well and stays down. And I think the underside of the leaf is actually quite shiny. That's part of the identification of that plant. And I'm sure that shininess on the back of the leaf means that it reflects the light to give you the lighter stripe better than most grasses. But if you're growing tall fescue and mowing it at 4 inches high, then a function of that grass is that you need to mow it quite high to survive, especially in warm climates. And that stripes really well. Other grasses just won't lay down. They're permanently standing upright, and unless you scarify them like mad, they're building thatch and standing upright, it's very difficult to actually get the grass to lay down and stripe. So grass variety is something that you need to look at if you're looking at changing your grass sward type. So to wrap up the tips that we've got on lawns, and just to give you lawn striping in particular, But these are those tips. Get your lawn in really great condition. That's about fertiliser, irrigation, overseeding, bare patches, weed control. All the things you can see we're battling with on this lawn. But have a look at our lawn calendar on our website, and you'll get lots of great ideas for what you should be doing at what time of year. Number 2 is thatch control. Keep that springy layer between the grass plants and the soil, keep that under control. It's very difficult to get a good stripe when you're actually trying to lay those grass plants down on that mattress of thatch. So keep that under control. It will also make the grass plants healthier, make the roots go deeper, allow the plants access to the fertiliser and water that you put on. Straight lines. Straight lines are so important in order to get a really impressive stripe. So use a string and lay the string out and try and choose the longest stripe that maybe is from a particular window in your house or maybe from the entrance to your drive, and make that line absolutely dead straight. How about using double widths? If you have a smaller mower like this, but you want to achieve stripes for a mower like this, then how about keeping the stripes side by side and then side by side in the opposite direction, and that way it just makes the stripe that little bit wider. A really good tip for strong and contrasting stripes though is burn that stripe in. What do I mean by that is, after you've mowed it all once in the normal way, the way that you've chosen to do it, how about you go over it again in the same direction, and about next time that you mow, do it again in the same direction again, and you'll find that the grass starts to get trained and your stripe becomes stronger and more contrasting too. The next tip is about rakes. Get the rake set correctly. Both of these products have a rake just behind the front roller and before the cylinder, and what I can do is adjust the depth and aggressiveness of that tine. So these tines are just here behind the front roller. Set those correctly, and what they'll do is comb the grass and line up the grass plants again, and it will all just help the contrasting stripes. Finally, have a think about the patterns that you put in. Light green, dark green stripes, straight as an arrow, look fantastic. Think about checkerboards, maybe think about circles built into your designs. But if you need inspiration, take a look at these designs that we've had as past entries into our international lawn stripe competition. So there you have it. I hope you found some useful ideas in this video about how to create even better stripes on your lawn. Take a look at our Facebook page. You'll find all the entry details for our International Creative Lawn Stripe competition. We'd love to see your entries. There's some great inspiration there as well from previous year's entries. You can find further information on our website at www.allett.co.uk, and please hit the subscribe button on YouTube so that we can send you notifications of our next videos. Thanks.